welcome to Steve Taylor's High School Star of the Week. I'm Nick Marconi here with Steve Taylor, Tom Cole, but no Terry Crosby. But don't worry, we got an exciting show. We've got a cavalcade of basketball stars. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, Nick, and you are right. We are without Terry Crosby. We want to wish TC a quick recovery. Had a little surgery there. I think, what was he having done? I think he said nose job or something?
Well, some facial work, little collagen under the eyes,
Botox.
Botox.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I look at it a little differently than you do, boss. I hope Cross gets worse. I mean, that's what I'm just throwing it out there.
That's what friends are for.
Yeah, I'm being honest, Cross. I hope you get worse, and it doesn't work out. That's all I can say.
I will say it's just not the same without having the Three Stooges together.
Yeah, it's
right?
different without Cross. There's no question. Big guy, I hope you feel good and you're 100% and everything's great.
Hey, well, we are going to jump right into this week's Stars of the Week. We've got an awesome talent that actually is a little bit like Terry Crosby, right?
Very much like Terry.
We're talking about Jerry Easter, a freshman over at Emmanuel Christian. And we've been hearing about this guy for years, right? I think last year he was highly touted, dubbed as one of the most recruited 8th graders in the country. Not just in Northwest Ohio, but in the country.
Yeah, that kind of puts a fence around it. You're talking about it'd be one thing to be Northwest Ohio,
Right.
That's what you always hear. Top recruit in Northwest Ohio. Okay, we know what Northwest Ohio is, but when they say country, then that's a little different parameter. And obviously, he's an amazing talent and very much like Cross. I mean, that's what Cross did. He threw points on the board that were unbelievable. Mr. Easter against Stritch threw 41 on the board for Emmanuel Christian. I'm telling you, a high school basketball game and you drop 41 on somebody, the games go so fast.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you turn sideways and the game is over. To get 41, you're doing something. And he led Emmanuel Christian to a win.
Big time performance. He's only a freshman. I know we're going to hear his name a lot this year and look for big things to come, right?
Can you see Steve Taylor Star next week? next week. He's a real talent, no question.
Yeah, gonna be hard to beat Emmanuel with guys throwing up points like that every week.
That's a lot of points.
Gonna be fun to watch. All right, we're moving on to Whitmer High School, where we've got the Lady Panthers. They beat Lake 65-62,
Yep.
and they were led by Sydney Bohr and another remarkable talent.
Yeah, she, and again, I don't know why it is, and I guess somebody could tell me this, but the girls' games seem to go faster even than the boys because they don't call as many fouls. You know, it just the clock runs and it goes faster, and, you know, the fouling slows down the game, obviously, but Sydney dropped 24 on Swanton. In a girls' game, as quickly as they go, 24, that's playing pretty well.
That's awesome. You know, it just doesn't seem right talking about all these basketball
Without Cross?
highlights without Terry here. You know, I don't know anything about putting up points like that. You know, and I know we've talked about your basketball career. I combined our basketball career. We got up maybe 12 points.
Well, you gave me some plaudits last week or whatever. We were doing something for St. John's, and you said, so I was on the first basketball team in the history of St. John's, and you said, well, Cole, you got the first rebound in the history of St. John's. And I said, yes, that's true, boss, but the problem is that was the only one that I got. So
yeah, one and done, that's all right.
Yeah, one and done, and but no, Cross, man, he was a great basketball player, a great football player too.
Well, we're sticking with basketball. We're going over to Bowsher High School, home of the Blue Racers, and another tremendous player. We've got Alicia Lawson.
Yes, and Alicia threw 22 down. You know what? I screwed up. I said that Sydney scored her 24 against Swanton. It was actually Lake.
Tom Cole never screws up. He's actually just said he screwed up. No way. He's been doing this for 100 years, and he's never made a mistake on there. Look, we got him. Keep rolling, China. Keep rolling. This could be the first time ever in the history of Northwest Ohio sports with Tom Cole.
Hey, you can get my wife on the line, and she'll tell you she can initialize probably 1,000 mistakes I've made in the last 5 years.
First one ever caught on tape.
Yeah. Well, maybe, but yeah, I had Sydney wrong. She scored her points against Lake.
Okay.
So that was my bad. I apologize.
Well, that's all right. You're allowed one every 5 years.
All right, fair deal.
We'll let them get over this one. But talk about Alicia, because she threw down some points too, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. She had 22 against. She had them against Swanton Bulldogs. So, you know, the Blue Racers. I've lived next to Bowsher High School for a long time, the old Bowsher High School, and it's hard for me to, when I say Blue Racers, I'm looking around, is this a new school? Is this a different school or whatever? But I think it's kind of cool. I like the name Blue Racer. I think it's cool, and she had a great game, scored 22 against Swanton.
it's hard to keep track of all these phenomenal student athletes that are putting up these kind of points.
Well,
they sort of run together.
They do, and boss, to your point, why are kids so much better today athletically? Why are quarterbacks better, more proficient in football, and the receivers and the basketball players? It's camps. Yeah. Kids go to camps today. They're getting individual instruction starting from the 4th grade on. They're getting coaches that are teaching them techniques. When I was young, there was no camp. They gave you the ball, they rolled it out, and said, "Hey, be home when the street lights come on." But you didn't get that kind of instruction, and that's why kids are so developed today. I think in football and basketball and other sports.
Well, back in the day, we played every sport, whatever season it was, you were playing that sport. And I think now there's a lot more individual focus on whatever sport that you really are going after.
That is a salient point. That may be even more affecting it than the other, because they do concentrate on a sport.
We were decent at a lot of sports and not maybe great in any of them, right?
What's the saying?
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Master of none. Yeah, that kind of, you can put that on my desk. Actually, you're a tailor, right? I think it would work for me.
It might work.
Yeah.
All right, last stop on the Stars today. We're going out to Port Clinton, the ladies against the Oak Harbor ladies, and this was another awesome game. And you've got a star out of this one.
Yeah, Rianne Steinbrick, and I'll tell you what. She was not throwing bricks in this ball game. She scored 35 points in a girls' game again, and nothing pejorative to their game, but there aren't fouls and there aren't as many turnovers, and it just goes real fast. To get 35, that's unbelievable. So, Rayanne, you scored a lot of points. You don't throw bricks. You're a big-time scorer. Congratulations to you.
Yeah, awesome. That's some great stars this week, all throwing up some big numbers. We're right into the season. Basketball season is there. We're having fun. Congratulations. Shout out to you last week. Coach Heinschel from St. John's being recognized in the Hall of Fame, and you did a great job emceeing that event and talking about it at halftime there at the St. John-St. Francis game right there at Savage Hall.
Well, if I'd have known you were up in the stands at UT, I'd have been more nervous about it, boss, but...
You don't get nervous.
But you know what? It's so cool, and I've said this a million times, and Cross, I know, feels exactly the same way. You allow us to do these things, and I think it's wonderful that we can do it. But a lot of people would say, well, that's, what does that have to do with cars? But it is community, and you see that vision and allow us to do it. And I think that we're grateful that we can do those things.
It's great to be a part of a fantastic community, especially a great sports community like Northwest Ohio.
And Coach Heinschel, you know him, bro.
Yep.
He
great guy.
Taught you at St. John's, and get this, 18 years, he won 20 games in basketball. Think about that for a second. 18 seasons, he won at least 20 games. 725 wins, 18 district titles, 6 Final Fours. I mean, you start doing the numbers. You can't get your arms around it. What he did is incredible. And he was a great teacher, coach, and counselor on top
100%.
of that.
That's what I was going to say. The number I think that matters most to Coach Heinschel are the number of boys and young men over at St. John's that he made a positive impact on in their life throughout, all his years at St. John's. He started at St. Francis, which was awesome.
He's a knight, and I thought it was cool. He turned to the St. Francis side and said, hey, I started over here and ended up over here. And, a credit to St. Francis. I'll tell you what. I thought it was very classy because people today sometimes you don't know, and you have trepidation about. So we go out in the middle of the floor, St. John, St. Francis, a big game. They had maybe 1,500 people there, and you're thinking, okay, now how's this going to go on the St. Francis side, right? They could have booed or they could have done. It was really classy. They all clapped and applauded his accomplishments. Well, I thought that was first class.
Yep, it was great. It was great. We are rambling. We don't know what to do without Terry. Terry, get well soon. We'll see you hopefully back here next week. We'll have a little Christmas episode too.
We're going to wrap Cross and Christmas lights and plug him in. We got an outlet right here. It's going to be great.
He doesn't know about it yet, but I'm sure he'll be.
And he'll wear rubber-soled shoes in case there's some kind of a short. Right? So, Cross, you'll be okay.
Always thinking.
Yeah. I'm looking out for Cross 24/7.
Tom Cole, our OSHA representative here, folks. We're all good. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Big shout out to Marco's Pizza for sponsoring the show. As always, we appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Take care.